You're in luck. In a Safi JIIVA lobby, we gunners play a vital role. In this video, I'll show you ways on how to deal with Safi JIIVA per level and get that P1 or single siege run. We have used this method plenty of times in our open lobby sessions and got great results. Special thanks to Dravite, HP Deskjet, MHWIB for sharing these big brain strats and tirelessly answering my stupid questions. And also to Akira, Serhez, Jesus Rice, Evan, Lord Rohaka, Macan, Milky, Mohammed, 97, Pastinak and Muffin, and all the people that joined the open lobby sessions. This is gonna be a pretty lengthy video, so I've provided timestamps below. Let's get started. At the first level, it's mandatory that you and your teammates better charge in at the same time. Upon landing, one person should take on the task of flashing Safi JIIVA. This role usually belongs to the one who hosted the quest, because this person will drop in front of Safi. And then the other 3 people should rush to the left hind leg and damage it, for the purpose to make Safi move laterally towards the vine trap. Now, there'll be times that Safi might do a 360 just like in this video. Calm down, you guys can still do it. Just keep in mind that getting a flinch from hitting the foreleg, hind leg, and wings can make it move laterally. Now, the purpose of getting the vine trap first rather than the boulder is to prevent Safi from going to the center. If ever you did the boulder drop first, Safi will immediately go to the center to drain the area. But if you go for a vine trap approach, you can still get that extra downtime from the boulder if you hit Safi while getting up from the vines. Now, the trick in knowing the right time to drop the boulders is through counting or observing how Safi JIIVA is struggling with the vines. If you see the limb almost lifting up, drop the boulders. But for me, I just count to 20. And here's a perspective that I wasn't really basing it on the limbs. I was just counting up to like 20 seconds before I hit the boulders, and it still worked. And while Safi JIIVA is stuck on the vines and knocked down by the boulders, we usually target both wings and the back. Now, if you guys have successfully followed the script, there's a high chance Safi would go straight to level 2 after charging up. So what happens if we screw up this script? It's not the end of the world. Just go move Safi to the other vine traps or drop the other boulder. Just remember, flinching it on the hind leg, foreleg, and wings make it move laterally to the contralateral side. If you get to the 10-minute mark upon arriving in area 3, you are fine. If it's faster, then that's better. Part breaks are just related to rewards and not even important if you want P1s. The best parts to go for are head, chest, wings, and hind legs. Will easily give you 13 plus rewards, but of course you can go for higher. You just have to get other weapons in the team. Like for example, you can get a great sword designated to cut the tail, or you can get an IG designated to do mounts. Be creative. Now for level 2, I know you don't have the shield, but you gotta man up and get that aggro, and once you have it, don't circle around Safi. Try to stay in front of Safi as much as you can to give your teammates an easier time dealing damage. I reserve my temporal mantle for that time I get aggro, but I just don't stand there and eat everything. I try to dodge attacks that I can and try to always position Safi JIIVA near a ledge, so your teammates can go for a mount if ever, and you can get a breather. And also in this level, you can go for a knockout, a sticky knockout. You need 10 sticky threes to get a knockdown. Now for the first GUNSEXUAL moment, the flash dunk. You should always be on the lookout when SAFI JIIVA would fly up and do a Nova, and get ready to switch to your slinger that's already loaded with flash pods to cancel the Nova. Now there's a trick here. After dunking Safi through flash, it will fly back up again after a while. And when that comes, you have to flash it again and do something a little bit different. At the second flash, it will pause mid-air. Use that time to keep hitting the hind legs. It's odd, but that will make Safi land gently on the ground. So just a fast summary of the things you do on level 2. Get aggro, and while maintaining it, mind your positioning. Try to avoid Safi from turning around and position it wherein your teammates would deal a lot of damage. Always be ready to do the flash dunk. By the way, you only get to do this once in level 2 and once again in level 3. And remember the second part of the dunk, the second flash where you have to shoot at the hind legs for Safi to land on the ground. And of course, poison bombs, they won't hurt. And if you do want to land a KO, land 10 sticky threes on the head. Now this is where it gets exciting. Level 3, you will be able to do 4 dunks. You get paralysis, sleep, flash, and of course the bomb pod flinch. Stopping a Nova is really important because it prolongs critical state. If chained properly with mounts and of course the topple that you get from gas explosions, it's possible to not lose that critical state till SAFI JIIVA dies. Now, upon arriving at level 3, I usually start preloading paralysis. It takes 4 para 2 shots to get a para and 4 sleep 2 shots to get sleep. I preload by only shooting 3 para 2s so that later, when SAFI JIIVA flies, I just need to dunk it with 1 bullet of para 2, ideally. Now, to swiftly activate crit state in level 3, you just have to deal a lot of damage. Go ham. You can also do poison bombs to add more to your team's DPS. Now, pay attention to this paralysis dunk. Earlier, I preloaded 3 para shots. It should have gotten paralyzed with just 1 shot, but decay of the status buildup is a thing. So, is there any way to safely preload our status to avoid status decay? There is. SAFI JIIVA has that attack that can't be interrupted. It's the attack wherein it shoots laser beams up to the ceiling and makes the rocks fall down. Shooting the status ammos while it's in this animation does not interrupt it, so you can safely just preload your status ammos again in this animation without the fear of paralyzing it or sleeping it. Be careful of the rocks though. To avoid them, keep note of the color of the ground. You'll see parts of the ground that are lit with an orange light. Move away from it because that is where the rocks would land. And now here's an example of missing an opportunity to dunk SAFI JIIVA and losing the critical state in the process because I wasn't paying attention where the rocks would be falling. By the way, don't build up status while SAFI JIIVA is draining. It doesn't do anything. And here's an example of a sleep 2 dunk with just 1 bullet. I've successfully dealt with the status decay here by properly preloading it through the uninterruptible animation of SAFI JIIVA. And of course, mounts in area 3, especially when SAFI JIIVA is in supercritical state, helps a lot in area 3. As an LBG user, you can still easily do it by bringing a glider mantle and doing a clutch claw to the monster, jumping from the clutch followed by an aerial melee attack. You may need to do this several times to build up the mount before you can actually get it. And for the gas puddle, it takes 2 explosions for Safi to go down. But you can build it up and the build up would stay for the rest of the fight. Make sure to explode the second gas puddle only when SAFI JIIVA is at critical state. Be careful as well when you activate it. There are certain animations wherein Safi JIIVA won't be down if ever you do explode the second gas puddle, one of which is the uninterruptible animation I mentioned a while ago. Another is the time when Safi JIIVA just finished doing a Nova. You gotta wait for it till it's ready to do an attack, and then you can bring it down with the gas puddle. Now for the bomb pod flinch, Safi JIIVA will drop bomb pods when it is sculled. When you see that indicator, hurriedly go pick one up, and with this you can easily flinch Safi with one pod when it tries to go for a Nova. So that's it guys, with all those techniques you'll be able to create a lot of openings for your teammates by controlling the fight. This setup is easily done through the use of the Safi Aqua Shot. The build I run with it is the following. Now, if you don't have it yet and you're just going to fight Safi for the first time, I suggest going with the Beototus LBG with True Critical Element. And also, you can be creative in making your teams and switch up the approaches. These methods are not the try-hard setups, but they work and they are pretty easy to pull off. If ever you want to see a fast Safi JIIVA clear with great rewards, I suggest you guys check out the following videos. Now, thank you once again for watching. If the video helped, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button. If you still have some questions regarding the things in the video, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below. Or drop by the Twitch channel and ask me straight about it. I do open lobbies and everyone is welcome to join. You can also check out the growing GUNSEXUAL Discord. Link will be in the description below. See you in the next video guys.